Over a year after the death of Kentaro Miura, after the world mourned the tragic passing of one of the world's greatest authors and continues to celebrate the living memory of his most renowned series, news has finally arrived that the epic story of Berserk is, in fact, returning. In a post from the official Berserk Twitter, a message has arrived as both a love note and a spark of hope to Berserk fans across the world with what will now be famous words: "We will resume the serialization of Berserk." Koji Mori, mangaka and creator of Holy Land, a manga series, as well as a close friend and confidant of Kentaro Miura in regards to the rough draft and ideas of Berserk's story, is leading the charge to make sure that Kentaro Miura's legacy does not go unfinished, along with the rest of Miura's former team. It's so heartwarming, to say the least, in witnessing the long-lasting impacts of the series on both its fans and those who helped create it. No one wants to quit on Berserk. Through memos, character designs, and the ideas entrusted in Koji Mori, the only person in the world to know the story of Berserk up until the very end, they plan on finishing what Miura started. Finishing the last 6 chapters of the Fantasia arc and Elf Island chapter, and beginning a new one entirely, Berserk will continue to follow Guts and company through their endless struggle against Griffith and the God Hand. Though handing the reins of a franchise to a different director or creator can result in potential disaster, we've seen this happen many times before, as attempts to rejuvenate the franchise through new eyes more often than not results in an incoherent sequel failing to live up to its predecessor. I do not believe this will happen to Berserk after reading this letter. The Berserk production team decided on a simple, basic policy before resuming the series. Mr. Miura said so. Though it is impossible for them to create a manuscript exactly like Miura's, they will create a manga that will not deviate from Miura's own words and ideas. That is their promise. More than anything, this is not just a deliverance or continuance of Berserk and the conclusion of its legacy, but the last magnificent push to finish Miura's story. Emotional isn't enough to describe reading this letter from both the editing department and Mori himself, who recalls memories after Miura's death in reading the last posthumous chapter and Miura's words that pushed him to want to finish Berserk properly. If you haven't read this letter, I advise you do. My words simply aren't enough to encompass the magnitude and emotion of this moment. Mori acknowledges that many may not be satisfied with a Berserk that is written without Miura, and that episodes that Mori doesn't remember clearly will not be written, and that might be disappointing, but it's so that he does not deviate from Miura's wishes at all. And with the effort and feelings that Miura's team have and evoke through these letters, I have nothing but faith and excitement for how they finish their teacher, friend, and mentor's legacy. Once again, we must give thanks to Miura for the impact he had on everyone his story came into contact with. Trust in the Berserk team, and believe that this story will end with the magnificent finish that we all know Miura would have written. Berserk has returned.